Alright guys, back with another video. This motor was actually the first video on my channel of me putting it together. And at the time, I needed a top end, which I knew, just because the cylinders were very scored. So at the time, brought it to a buddy's house and he mic'd out the cylinders, said I could get away with the 81 millimeter stock bore. So I went out, bought a WSM top end kit. And because I wasn't gonna really like wrap on the motor, it was just a little bounce around ski on the lake, and I just honed them with a ball honer. But little did I know, when I put the motor back together, and it ran really bad this season, put a compression tester to it and realized I was at 120 psi. So talked to a few friends. They said, you know, it could be the gasket on the head, the base gasket on the jugs, this and that. But lo and behold, I found out this cylinder should have had a different top end kit. Should have went up. Should have never done the 81 millimeter. So this is the sign of a bad top end. When you hear that, and on this cylinder, same thing. It's shot. So even though the top end is brand new, piston, rings, you know, rolling bearings and everything, if you look down the side of the cylinder, that gap is my rings all the way pushed out. You know, if I push the cylinder all the way over, you can see how much wiggle room there is. So that being said, talked to another one of my friends and he said, even though it has low compression, this could also be a really bad sign, because this ring clip right there, you can see the gap, or anywhere on the ring itself, could catch an exhaust port, timing port, anything, and detonate the motor. So I went out and I bought new Prox pistons, Pro X, whatever it's called. I did 81.5, so 0.5 over. I didn't want to go with the WSM. Not that I have any hate against them. I run a lot of their products, but I just want to get a better piston to my knowledge. So I already started taking it apart, just to double check. Took the head off, took the head pipe off. But plan is take this boat all apart, back down to a bare motor again. Bring the pistons and the jugs down to a shop buddy I know. Not really a buddy, friend of mine's buddy. And he's just gonna measure the pistons that I bought, bore them out, get it all right and dialed, and then we're gonna rebuild it again. And also, in my garage, that's a pit of death with shit everywhere, I bought a WSM crank. Like I said, I don't really have anything against WSM. The product is mediocre, so for me, I'm not gonna get, you know, an 80R crank or something like that crazy and spend over $1,000 on it when I'm just an average lake rider. So I bought a brand new crank. That way I could take the one that's, you know, 25 years old or so out of my motor and put a brand new one in. That way I have a brand new crank, top end, and then I also decided to get rid of the stock head that I had powder coated, and again, back to my garage of mess. I decided to bump it up with my parts bin. Bought a 88 head, bought domes, which these domes, they don't have anything marked, they have that. And that number, the size dome, will bump it up to roughly around 185, 190 psi. And I also ended up buying a girdle kit for the boat, because bumping up the PSI, I just rather be safe than sorry. People say you don't need to run them. I'm just running it. I don't want to have anything bad. And then, you know, just the random stuff, putting it together. Gasket maker, and then full gasket kit. Some other miscellaneous stuff here and there, but that's the plan. So for now, with this ski, I'm going to rip the motor out, rip the pipe out. Pipe should be fine. Clean the inside of the hole because it's disgusting from the winter. And get the jugs ready to be brought to a shop. The other thing is too that happened last summer was I sadly subbed the ski and detonated the whole front of the ski. So the gas cap cover plus the actual gas cap ripped off, and this is the only thing that is left of it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. It looks really bad, looks really crappy. So I'm gonna end up either buying a GPO front end and either getting the one that's complete cover over and deleting the gas cap and putting it in here, or I'll just get the GPO cover that has the gas cap actually there. Not sure what I want to do yet, but Blosian no longer makes them, and GPO is the only company that I could see, and I don't want to buy an original one and have the same thing happen again, especially when people charge outlandish numbers for them. But that's the game plan. So beginning of this video is here just to summarize everything that's happened and what we're gonna do to fix it. So let me finish off getting everything out of this boat safely without damaging most of the paint, and get the motor on the bench for a teardown.